Good morning. So, we are on a new text in Wit and Wisdom. We are starting the book Sky Tree today. So, you need to make sure that you have your knowledge and response journal ready because we're going to be doing some noticing and some wondering today. Go ahead and pause the video and make sure that you go get your knowledge response journal, and then you can push play when you're ready. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen so that you can see the video that we're going to be watching with Miss Sabella. We are almost done with Module 1, guys. This is our last text for Module 1. Okay, so before we get started with the book, we're going to look at the vocabulary video because you'll have some new vocabulary words. Remember that when we started the last book, Why Do Leaves Change Color, I gave you a vocabulary list for why do leaves change colors and for Sky Tree. So you don't have a new vocabulary list, but you do need to make sure that you were working on those vocabulary words in your journal and studying for your vocabulary quiz. Okay, here we go. Oh, hold on, wait a second. I need to make sure that I clicked the right button so that you can hear. Yeah, see, I didn't do that. I'm glad that I went back and checked. Now you'll be able to hear it. Okay.
Hello, second grade friends, and welcome back to Vocabulary in Sync. I'm Mrs. Mel, and I'm excited to get to learn some new words with you today. This lesson is for Grade 2, Module 1, Focusing Question 6. Here are the 5 words we're going to learn about in this arc: season, cycle, root, branch, and bear. Let's learn more about these words together. Our first word is season. Season is a noun. The definition is one of the 4 periods of the year. I love this icon because it helps me remember season. We have winter, spring, summer, and fall. Or some people may say winter, spring, summer, and autumn. And this repeats: winter, spring, summer, fall, winter, spring, summer, fall. Let's listen to the word and definition in Spanish.
La estación es un sustantivo. Significa uno de los 4 períodos del año.
Great. Our next word is cycle. Cycle is a noun. The definition is events that repeat in a circle. The icon shows us the cycle going around and around and around. Let's listen to this word and definition in Spanish.
El ciclo es un sustantivo. Significa eventos que se repiten circularmente.
Let's use the words season and cycle as we practice by answering a question. Please follow along and read with me as I read the slide. In Sky Tree, the author and artist show us a tree changing during a cycle of seasons. What are the seasons? The seasons are blank. Now I'm going to read the question, and I want you to answer the question in a complete sentence using the sentence stem. Ready? In Sky Tree, the author and artist show us a tree changing during a cycle of seasons. What are the seasons? Please pause the video now and talk to your learning partner and tell them what the seasons are.
Okay, so what do you think the seasons are? Turn and tell your partner. So we have spring, summer, fall, and autumn. And you can say them whichever one you want to start with. It doesn't matter. You just say the four in order.
When I answered this question, I said the seasons are winter, spring, summer, and fall. I also could have said the seasons are winter, spring, summer, and autumn. Both answers are correct. Let's learn more words. Our next word is root. Root is a noun. The definition is part of a tree that grows underground and keeps the tree in place. You see the arrow pointing to the roots, which are underneath the ground. Let's listen to this word and definition in Spanish.
La raíz. Es un sustantivo. Significa parte de un árbol que crece bajo la tierra y lo mantiene en su lugar.
I want you to notice again this icon because the arrow is pointing to the roots, which are down below. In this picture, the arrow is pointing to the branches, which are above the ground. Our next word is branches. Branches or branch is a noun. The definition is part of a tree that grows out from the trunk and has leaves. Let's listen to this definition and word in Spanish.
La rama. Es un sustantivo. Significa parte de un árbol que crece del tronco y tiene hojas.
Fabulous. Let's practice using the words branches and roots. Please read along as I read the slide. Tree roots grow underground. Where do tree branches grow? Branches grow blank. Tree roots grow underground. Where do branches grow? Please pause the video and answer the question using the sentence stem.
Okay, so turn and tell your partner where the branches grow.
When I answered this question, I said branches grow from the trunk and have leaves. Our next word is the word bare. Bare is an adjective. It means not covered. Look at this tree. The tree is not covered with leaves. The tree is bare. This icon helps me remember the word bare. Let's listen to the word and definition in Spanish.
Desnudo o desnuda. Es un adjetivo. Significa descubierto o descubierta.
Let's practice some more. This time we're going to use 3 of our words. We're going to use the word branches. Please point to the word branches. We're going to use the word bare. Please point to the word bare. And we're going to use the word season. Please point to the word season. Great. Please listen and follow along as I read the slide. During the winter, many branches are bare. What changes happen to a tree during the spring season? During spring, a tree blank. Okay, I'm going to read it one more time, and then I'm going to have you pause the video and answer the question. During the winter, many branches are bare. What changes happen to a tree during the spring season? Pause the video now and talk to your learning partner and tell them what changes happen to a tree during spring. The answer that I had for this question was, during spring, a tree grows new leaves. I hope you said something similar. Let's do some more practice. Again, I love this part because we can practice the definitions of the words we use today. Let's start. The question is, which word means part of a tree that grows underground and keeps the tree in place? A, leaf, B, branch, or C, root? Which word means part of a tree that grows underground and keeps the tree in place?
What do you think these are called? These that grow under the ground and keep the tree in place.
A, leaf, B, branch, or C, root? If you said root, give yourself a pat on the back. Let's try another one. Which word means part of a tree that grows out from the trunk and has leaves? A, leaf, B, branch, C, root? Which word means part of a tree that grows from the trunk and has leaves? A, leaf, B, branch, or C, root?
Okay, so what are these called right here that grow from the trunk and they have leaves that grow out of them? What is that called?
If you said B, branch, do a little branch dance. I like to do little dances. Let's try one last practice. Which word means events that repeat in a circle? A, cycle, B, season, or C, bear? Which word means events that repeat in a circle? A, cycle, B, season, or C, bear? Did you say cycle? If so, do the cycle dance. Going round and round in a circle. Good job, second grade friends. Thank you so much for learning with me today. I'm super excited to see you next time. Have a great day and do great things.
Okay, so those are your vocabulary words for Sky Tree that are in our new book. So now we are going to go ahead and get started on our lesson with Miss Sabella. The Sky Tree book is absolutely beautiful, guys. I can't wait for you to look at it. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to go back. Today's video. All right. Gotta make sure I shared it.
Welcome back, amazing observers. I'm Sue Sabella, your Great Minds teacher. Let's see what we need for today. Today we'll need Sky Tree, handout 25A, the Notice and Wonder chart, handout 25B, Artist's Colors, crayons or markers, your journal, and a pencil. So pause here to gather what you need and just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so we have a digital copy of SkyTree. I have already uploaded it for you into the Google Classroom. We're going to do the Notice and Wonder chart in our journal on page 37, so you don't need that handout. I've already uploaded the Artist's Colors handout, and you will need your Instinct journal and a pencil, and you are going to need crayons or markers, and I would prefer crayons. Actually, no, I'm sorry, you don't need crayons or markers because you're going to do it with Cami, so just the pencil. Okay, there we go.
How does change impact people and nature? We'll be diving into the last book of this module, and this last book will also add to our understanding about change and how it does impact people and nature. This focusing question will guide our thinking as we explore SkyTree together and also as you explore it on your own. Pause here to read the question to yourself, and then we'll read it together.
Okay, so the question is, how does SkyTree show the cycle of seasons?
How does SkyTree show the cycle of seasons? Illustrations for books can be made in many different kinds of ways. How do you know it's fall? Use photographs. Why do leaves change color? Use drawings. And the little yellow leaf, use collage. Collage is when you take different types of materials and glue them together. Sometimes illustrators create paintings for illustrations in a text. Thomas Locker, the illustrator and author of SkyTree, did just that. He created oil paintings for the illustrations in SkyTree. As you notice and wonder today, you will focus just on the illustrations. Pause the video here to grab handout 25A and your pencil.
Okay, so we are not using that handout. What you need to do right now is get out your knowledge and response journal. Okay, I'm going to show it to you. Get out your knowledge and response journal, and you need to turn to page 37 right there, and you're going to make a new Notice and Wonder chart. Put today's date on the top, 10/21. The title of the book, SkyTree, and then you need to make Notice and Wonder. So if you need to pause the video so that you can get this copied down, that would be great. Make sure you're on page 37. And then you can push play when you are ready to continue.
You'll use handout 25A so you can jot down what you notice about the illustrations and also the questions that you have as you explore the illustrations in SkyTree. When you notice and wonder about a painting, it helps to look very closely at that painting. You might start at the top and work your way down with your eyes all the way to the bottom. Or you might start in the middle with your eyes and then branch out to the edges. What do you notice? I notice that the tree has many leaves. I also have a question. Does the tree always look like this? Now it's your turn to notice and wonder with the paintings in SkyTree. I'm going to show each painting for a few seconds, but this is what I need your help with. Pause on each painting to jot down what you're noticing and also what questions you have. What questions you have about the painting, even questions you might have about the colors. Once you've had a chance to jot down what you notice and your wonder questions, just hit play so you can move on to the next painting. Ready? Here we go.
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to pause every time that Miss Sabella shows you a new tree. And I want you to try to find something that you notice and something that you wonder about each tree. Okay, so you're going to pause the video, look at the painting very carefully, write down your notice and your wonder, and then hit play and go to the next tree. And then pause and write down your notice and your wonder about that tree. Then go to the next tree. Okay?
Remember, you can always scroll back on the timeline so you can add even more to your notice and wonder chart. Thanks so much for looking so closely at these beautiful paintings.
Okay, so you notice that there were a lot of paintings, and you're not going to be able to get a notice and a wonder down for each painting. So what I would like for you to do is I want you to scroll back through the paintings, and I want you to find 3 that you have a notice and a wonder about. Okay, so find 3 different trees, and I want you to show something that you noticed and something that you wondered. And I noticed in the very first painting that Miss Sabella showed, this one right here, I noticed that it looks like there's going to be a storm. Like if you look over here, the clouds look really dark and gray, and it looks like there's a storm rolling in because this side of the tree doesn't have the dark black clouds like this side does. It does down here, so you can tell that the storm is rolling in. And I wonder, where did all the animals go? Because like there's usually squirrels and there's like some turtles and stuff in all the other paintings. But in this painting, there's no animals. Where did they all go? That's my notice and my wonder. So here's one tree. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I really like that one. 10, 11. I love that one. 12, 13. That one's gorgeous. 14 different trees that you can choose from. And remember, you're going to choose 3. Okay.
When authors write books, they choose the words that they use very carefully and very much on purpose. Painters do the very same thing with color. They choose their colors carefully, and there's usually a reason why they're choosing a certain color. Today, you'll examine the color choices in the paintings in Skytree. Pause the video here to grab handout 25B, Artist's Colors, and also grab your crayons or your markers. Just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so we're going to watch Miss Sabella's example first, and then I'm going to show you where your activity is and how to do it in Kami.
Before we take a look at the directions, let's explore a word that might be new. That word is palette. A palette is a tray that an artist uses to hold or mix paints. Please read the directions to yourself, and then we'll read them together.
It says use crayons to color the palette and show what colors the artist used in the painting.
Use crayons to color the palette and show what colors the artist used in the painting. And if you're using markers or colored pencils, that's just fine too. When you analyze or study a painting closely, it's important to look at every detail and look closely at every color that the artist uses in the painting. I'm going to model just 3 colors that I found that I wanted to add to my palette, and then I'm going to turn the rest over to you. I'm going to use this painting here, but you're going to be able to choose any painting in the book that you would like to analyze or study closely. I added the color green to my palette. I added the color green because there are many green leaves. Look closely at the painting. Do you see the color green? Do you see why I added that to my palette? There are so many green leaves. I also added the color yellow to my palette. You're going to have to study or look a bit closer to find the yellow. There's less yellow than green, but I added the color yellow because the sunlight is shining on the tree. If you look at the edges of the tree, you start to see some yellow. Or if you look at the trunk of the tree, you can see pieces of yellow where the sunlight is hitting the trunk. I also added black to my palette, and you have to look closely for that too. You have to study the painting. I see black in the shadows. I added the color black because the tree is making a shadow. The tree's making a shadow because there are so many leaves on the tree, the sunlight can't get through. Why did the artist choose to use those colors? I believe the artist chose to use these colors because Thomas Locker wanted to show that this tree is making food. The leaves are gathering sunlight and they're making sugar for the tree. What season does this painting show? It is summer. Look at all the green. Look at all the sunlight. The title of this painting is The Summer Tree. Because the title of this painting is The Summer Tree, we now know that Thomas Locker chose his colors on purpose. He put these colors onto his palette because he knew he would need green for the leaves, yellow for the sunlight, and that there would be shadows because the leaves were blocking the sunlight from hitting the ground. Now it's your turn. And again, you get to choose any painting from the book that you would like to study or analyze closely. You can use your own book, or you can scroll back on the timeline to find a picture that you would like to analyze. And remember, you also have the back of your sheet, so you could even analyze more than one painting, or perhaps there's so many colors in your painting that you've chosen that you need to add some on the back. It's totally up to you. And if this is something that you enjoy doing, you can always crack open your journal and you can analyze even more paintings, because this is really fun. So have fun, look at those beautiful colors, and think about, why would the artist have chosen to use those colors and to use them together? You're an incredible thinker, and I know you're going to come up with amazing ideas. Pause here to choose your painting and to complete handout 25B. Just hit play when you're ready to wrap up our video lesson.
Okay, so like Miss Isabella said, you can scroll back on the timeline to find your tree, or you can go to our classroom, okay, to the classwork. And if you notice, this section over here has all been cleaned out. Everything from before fall break has been deleted, and we are starting over. So this is going to be Wit and Wisdom Week 1, October 19th through the 23rd. So here is the book, Sky Tree. Okay, so you can either use the video, you can scroll back on the video, or you can open up this copy of Sky Tree and use that. Okay, here is handout 25B. So you're going to open it up. And remember, guys, you're going to open it with Cami. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to choose your painting. Okay, so I would like to use the one that actually is, that looks like it's fall. Let me see if I can go back, and I want to use, for my example, let's see, let me go. Oh, that one right there. That's the one I want to use. So on my handout, I'm going to add the colors. I saw a lot of black. So I'm going to, oops, that needs to be a little bit darker, doesn't it? I saw black. Okay. I saw some really dark oranges. Use that one. Where'd it go? Okay, so let's see. I also saw some red, so I can put some red in there. And I saw some dark yellow. I can put some dark yellow in there. Let me go back. I want to look at my picture again. See, it's okay to go back and look at your picture. That's perfectly fine. So see, I see some yellow. I see black. I see orange. Like some dark reds in there. Like that's my dark red. Let me get some orange. Cannot get my orange to open. There it is. Okay, so orange. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a text box. I added the color black because, so let me go look at my picture. Why is there the color black in that painting? It looks to me like the front of the tree is in a shadow. And so the artist made the front of the tree black to show the shadow. Because whoa, that's weird. tree is in a shadow. All right. Okay, so then you are going to do the next two. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that you can do. But don't forget this over here. What season does this painting show? Well, I think my tree that I chose shows fall or autumn. And I think the artist chose to use those colors because in the fall and in the autumn, you have a lot of really beautiful orange and yellowish sunsets. And I think that's what he was trying to show. So I'm going to erase this so that you guys can start fresh. I'm going to delete that so you guys can start fresh with your own copy. Okay, so don't forget that you need to do at least the first 3. Okay, you have to do at least the first 3. I'm going to put triangle here, triangle here, and triangle here to show that you have to do at least those 3. Okay, you can do 5 if you would like, but you have to do at least 3. Okay, all right. So then that is where handout 25B is. And let's go back to our video. I think we're almost done. Miss Bella is almost finished with us. I need to go back to, we were at, I think it was like 12:05.
Pause here to choose your painting and to complete handout 25B. Just hit play when you're ready to wrap up our video lesson. Be sure to check out the back of the book for the section that's titled Connecting Art and Science in Skytree. Learn more about your painting. Let the words in the description help you to understand why the artist may have chosen those colors. Painters are so cool. How much fun is it to slow down and look at the paintings when they're used as illustrations in a text? Keep looking for beautiful things in the world, and I will see you again soon.
Okay, so make sure that when you are doing handout 25, C, B, that you tell me which tree you used. Okay, so like count the tree pictures and tell me like you used picture number 7 or you used picture number 8. I also want to show you that you have a new fluency passage for this text. It's handout 25C. Now remember, guys, you need to open this with Cami so that your grown-up can initial and date it every day that you read it. So it says, once a tree stood alone on a hill by the river. Through the long days, its leaves fluttered in the soft summer breeze. It's a super easy one this time. You're going to read it 3 times at least. 3 to 5 times. You're going to start today on Wednesday. So you're going to read it 3 to 5 times on Wednesday. 3 to 5 times on Thursday, 3 to 5 times on Friday, and then 3 to 5 times on Monday. So this should not be turned into me until Monday, okay? There's no way that you can do it before Monday because it's supposed to be read 3 to 5 times every school day. You can turn it in Monday as soon as you are finished, but it has to be turned in by midnight, okay? All right, so I think that's all that we've got for today. Remember, here is your text, here is your work for today, and here is your new fluency homework. And your video will be uploaded right here, and it will say Wednesday, Wit and Wisdom video lesson. Okay, make sure you watch it. And that's all I've got for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed our first day with Skytree, and I will see you later. Bye.